I'm Andrew Russell, owner of RCG Mortgage.
I'm Lauren Balbuena, General Manager of Keller Williams.
And today we're going to be talking about a little bit more about our personal lives, catching up a little bit, talking about the market.
Business, what's some success stories, challenges.
And getting into it.
Enjoy.
So, how long do you think we've been doing business together? How long have we known each other?
I remember the first time we met. It was probably early 2019 or end of 2018. So how many years is that?
Well, I'll tell you a fun fact. So yesterday was Gabby, my youngest birthday, and you came to her first birthday when I may have gone above and beyond for her first birthday, but the market was a little bit different. So that was 5 years ago.
Wow. She's 6 now?
She just turned 6.
Oh, wow. Time flies.
Time flies. Yeah, crazy. So as we veer into the summer, it's finally nice weather, and you have 2 kids. I have 2 kids. We're just talking about my youngest. So what do you guys have coming up for the summer? Anything exciting?
Summertime. We do a lot of beach, a lot of pool, stay pretty local. We're big amusement park goers, so probably Hershey Park, Six Flags, things like that. We did Disney already, did the big Disney trip, so that's out of the way for the year, and just hanging by the beach. How about you guys?
Yeah, so you talk about like my youngest was 1. Now she's 6, and the older one's turning 8. And they're sassy AF, sassy as can be, 2 little cute blondes. But the point is, you mentioned Hershey. So Daniela, the older one, she wants to go to Hershey, but she wants to go without her younger daughter, or without my young daughter. Yeah, without her sister. Yeah, a little early for kids. But still, it's just like I have a big problem. I don't know if it's the same thing with your 2 kids. Differentiating, like, are you doing it just with Chase? Will you bring his little sister? Like, what do you guys do? Because I think right now, it's just like, how do you not bring the younger one? She definitely has FOMO. Like, if she doesn't go, it's like hardcore fear of missing out.
Totally.
Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, we try and go as a family. Obviously, you want to include everyone. But yeah, Chase is the adrenaline junkie, and Leah, so he's 7, Leah's 3. She's a little more afraid of the roller coaster. So we try and go as a family, but we'll like break apart while we're there. So like
divide and conquer.
Chase, yeah, I'll take Leah. We'll bring the grandmas, my mom, his mom, to like a lot of the stuff, just so we can divide.
Yeah, it's crazy. My older one is nuts, just similar to Chase. They'd probably be BFFs. So she loves, like, you ever go to American Dream?
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
We go, that's his like reward for like a good week in school.
So I saw Jesus when I was there. I saw death. So there's a ride, you literally, now granted, I'm not the thinnest I've ever been. So I was like, they're like shoving me in the thing, which is
the one
super,
that spins,
yeah, super embarrassing. They're like 2 people jamming me in. There's one where it goes upside down. You just like stay there. And I heard like a bolt break. And I was like, that's it. It's over. Everyone's going to watch me fall and die. But my older one, Daniela, she loves like the crazy stuff like that, but she's super sweet and nice and super empathetic. My younger one is like nuts. My dad compares her to like Serena Williams. She's like aggressive and sports great, but she's like super scared of that stuff.
Okay.
So it's different. But like this summer, for instance, I definitely want to bring him to what's that water park out east? Splish Splash, right?
Splash,
yeah, I've never done it, but it's hard because although like they're 2 years apart, which isn't all that much, it's just like, I don't know what that, so I always feel like I have to bring someone to help out.
Yeah, no, you do. I mean, mine are almost 4 years apart. So like we definitely have the big difference. But speaking of being like terrified on rides, so we were in Disney, we got stuck. Have you been to Disney like recently?
I did it horribly. I think I told you. So literally the worst possible way of doing Disney. Flew there, stayed at like an Airbnb fine, but woke the girls up at like 4 a.m., which is dumb in and of itself. To drive 3 hours to get there just for the day.
Yeah.
Gabby's like very, pasty at times. So it's sunny. So by the time like we got to the first ride, she's like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm like, bro, you're ruining my life. So we did it wrong. I know you go there and you could stay and the whole thing. But yeah, I've been there maybe a couple years ago, but we definitely did it wrong.
Yeah. So we did the ride Mission Space in Epcot, which is basically like a virtual simulator. So you get locked in, like literally screen here, locked in. They like load you back to like pretend to take off in like a rocket ship. What pitch black, ride stop, like stuck in the ride for like 15 minutes, pitch black. Chase is screaming,
Oh,
like,
no.
get me
That's
out
like
of here.
PTSD guaranteed in the future.
God, it was terrifying. And he's just like, I don't want to do that ride ever again. So,
But you told me Nickelodeon, right? Wasn't there one like you like almost lost it? You were going to faint or something like that?
I mean, I've been getting, I guess it's old age, like motion sickness on rides. Like I've always been roller coasters, no problem. I do like the pirate ship at Adventureland, and I'm like getting.
No, I thought of you because I know you said that. I went to the American Dream place, did that ride, and then like I'm the best rides, like Danielle would have been, for instance. But then after, I was like, I don't feel like normal. And I was like, I don't know if you jinxed me, but no. Yeah, no, I know. Getting deep into the 40. You're not even close to my old age of 42. But yeah, I was like, I would have been the guy. But after, like, I couldn't do any more rides. I was just like watching. She's like looking at me with like haterade, you know. But yeah. So why don't you talk to me a little about Keller Williams and about the market coming up? What are your guys, projections?
Yeah, I mean, the market seems to be picking up. I mean, we look at a lot of like year-over-year numbers from last year. We're big on numbers and trends and all that. So, I mean, like listings are up, closings are up, revenue's up. I mean, last year was historically, not the best year.
Yeah.
Especially over the past couple of years. So business is up. I think a lot of our agents who are listings focused are doing really well. Listings focused, database sphere focused, are getting the business and showing their value and doing amazing. So yeah, we're having a good start to this year, especially compared to last year. So how about for mortgage?
Yeah, I mean, but listen, first, I can definitely give a big shout out to you. I mean, you are a phenomenal team leader. You're a phenomenal leader. I know agents that aren't with the Keller Williams ecosystem that literally they still can't stop talking about it, which is like, well, why aren't they with Keller Williams? But what do you think is unique about Keller? Why do you love working here so much? And what are some of the things you offer agents that kind of entice them to come here?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, this is the best place for people who are entrepreneurial. So you have to have that mindset that like you want to grow.
Like your own business within the business, yeah.
And just like opportunity. Like this is, I think, one of the best places for opportunities even outside of real estate sales. So like, we are constantly opening new offices. And for people who don't know, like how we do that is we get top agents to be investors in the office. So like that's not available to most corporate level companies, that you get to become an investor and make passive income or make income off of the place that you're doing business in. Growth opportunity, again, partnerships with mortgage, title, things like that. Again, we just have a lot of options and the sky is the limit with us. We have expansion teams, people doing business in New York, Florida, Manhattan, California.
Yeah, we have some agents that can refer out or get a referral in from somewhere and, do really well off that, which is super unique.
It's a big part of their business and it's collaborative. We want people to go and we have agents that just went to Gary Keller's top 100 masterminds. That's the top 100 agents in Keller Williams talking about what's working, what they're doing.
And they're doing big numbers, these top agents.
I mean, hundreds of millions in sales volume. It's crazy. And I think it's great for agents, doing 30, 40, 50 million to go and meet those people to see where their business can grow, because we can do it here on Long Island. I think people always think, oh, that's Manhattan, that's LA. But like, you can do 200 transactions on Long Island. It's possible. And I want more agents to be doing it. So
and that's why it's so good here that even agents that aren't here talk about how you're the best, and it's so good here. So yeah, I mean, listen, the Mortgage Minute is ultimately, mortgage guys are just like always hoping. It's horrible to say like bad things are happening around the world. So rates are coming down. We thought that was going to be happening this year. It didn't. It looked like for a while the economy is doing very well. I do think rates will kind of come down. I just think the issue for us especially is like if an amazing agent named Lauren, she refers a client to Andrew does a great job and pre-approves them, and they go out and start making offers. There's no houses for sale. The inventory number is super low, and they're competing with, again, the over-ask offers, waiving, even inspection now, which is, I'm not sure I would buy a house if I waived inspection. So there is a decent amount of buyers. It's just, it's problematic, so there's nothing for them to buy. What's going to entice sellers to sell? I really don't know. Somebody somewhere with more degrees than I have, hopefully, will come up with a solution, from that perspective. So what do you think, I guess, moving forward, when you sit with agents and you have like a success story, is there something that specifically resonates with you that like, this is an example of, how great Keller was, or something you've done for an agent to grow their business?
Yeah, I think a lot of the, successes that we're seeing, especially here in this office, in this market, are people who are really staying in touch with their clients. So they're using, various database CRM tools. They're making sure they're getting monthly newsletters from them. And again, the content is valuable. A lot of clients, buyers, they have a lot of questions about what's going on. Again, these conversations, what's going on with rates, inventory, the market. And I think the agents that are keeping their clients very well educated and informed are the ones that are getting the business. Because right now, client acquisition with low inventory is tough. People might not be willing to move because of how high prices are and what interest rates are. So again, staying in touch and educating, especially we do a lot of stuff around like wealth building, investment properties. We have a lot of conversations and a lot of networking groups around that. So a lot of times people don't know what's out there for them. So again, I do know agents here who are being really successful with educating them on, investment opportunities, even outside of this area. It's tough to invest over here on Long Island.
Yeah, it's super important to stay top of mind aware. We used to call it like TOMA, but same thing with mortgage and real estate. Like you have to stay right now, always top of mind in a multitude of ways, land, air, and sea, email, text, phone calls. But you guys have a CRM, right? Like an in-house CRM. It's super cool. What's it called?
Yeah, so it's called Commands, and it was designed specifically by Keller Williams agents, and they literally, asked all of the top agents, again, doing the hundreds of millions of volume that we were talking about, and said, what CRMs are you using? What parts of it do you like? And then literally built our CRM around that. So all of our top agents here are using it, and they're getting a lot of business from it. And so it seems to be really successful for sure.
Yeah, I wish someone I worked with, a guy named Gary, built me out a nice CRM. So we have to mortgage where we're investing in Salesforce, which is...
I've used Salesforce.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just cool. Like it's a never-ending, build out, weave of tech. But it's super important to stay top of mind, and the CRM definitely lets you do that. On our end, if you're self-employed, there's a big market out there. Self-employed, they write off all their income. Maybe like, for instance, a real estate agent, and they show a smaller net, and they typically didn't qualify for mortgage because they're not showing the IRS a net high enough to qualify on the mortgage side. So we had this client. And we talk about age. So, I used to be really cool, like Hamptons, raging. No, with like the Coco Melons and, I think we're even too cool for Disney now. Like, it's all about YouTubes and shorts and whatnot. But we had this client, in Florida, this thing called, and I don't even know the name of it. It's like Art Basel. I never know how to pronounce it.
I'm familiar with Art Basel. Well, I've never been, but I've been with the luxury brokerages that, sponsor and do that. I've been with a couple of those.
So it looks really cool, and it's like trade, and you dress really nice and go to these cool parties. But for instance, so we work with this guy. He's referred to us. He was one of the biggest on the Diamond District in New York. So he's the guy, for instance, like you're going down with your husband, and you're there, and you got your money, and you're like, I want to buy my husband a sick watch. Like he's the guy that gets flown into Art Basel with like the Rolex that you can't find. He's like that guy. He was making a ridiculous amount of money, but he had gone to Chase. He was trying to buy a multi-million-dollar house in the North Shore, and had plenty of money put down. But I've never seen. So if you think of tax returns, there's like revenue, expenses, profit.
Yeah.
So same thing with a Schedule C, if that's what you do. I've never seen a revenue number with so many zeros, so many commas. It was wild. But he wrote his income down to $40,000 a year. And he gave himself a $50,000 a year W-2. Okay. But he's trying to buy a multi-million-dollar house. And I was like, well, there's this cool new mortgage product, right? The non-QM side, where we review bank statements. So these programs have become more and more prevalent because the normal interest rate on these new programs, the rate isn't all that much different. It's kind of closer. So it's not like you're getting a horrible interest rate doing that program. So instead of looking at his tax returns, we looked at 12 months of his bank statements. So he gave us one business bank account from Chase. And his deposits, I was just like, there's no way. There's literally no way. Like,
there is.
There is. He literally, there were between, I think, $5 and $10 million a month of true deposits. Wow. And it was strange. It was all over the place. But an athlete would reach out and be like, oh, there's this new, sick Hublot watch I want, bro. And wire him, 6 figures. And it was just over and over. So the point was, if he would have done a conventional mortgage, he would have had $3,000 or $4,000 a month of usable income, which the net is, a $2,000 mortgage payment. I don't even know if that's a half a month of taxes for him.
Yeah.
So on this program, because he's 100% all over the business, it was I think he netted out to $1 million a month of income because we take half of the deposits. So it was cool that we were able to kind of get into that world a little bit more, trying to invade the Diamond District because there's so much money coming in. But we were able to get him a $5 or $6 million house with 30% down with a great interest rate, where typically, normal, his normal, he wouldn't be able to buy it all whatsoever. Yeah. So, that's a super success story. He was super excited. But I was like, bro, I have to go to this Art Basel thing. That might be my next,
Did you go? Or
infusion of cool. I'll work on it.
It's good networking. I've heard it's good networking. Again, I know a lot of, for you in the mortgage industry, a lot of agents are there across the country. So
it's tough. Cool. There's definitely a stranglehold on the high end mortgage market by some of these FDIC banks that are offering a super below interest rate, versus what the market is. Plus, if you move over, a certain amount of money, they lower the interest rate even more. So companies like us, mortgage broker companies, we can't compete. But a lot of people in that world are self-employed and write off their income. So that's where we kind of shine.
Yeah.
So that's something that we definitely want to start doing more of. We definitely stick more towards what we're great at and that type of program.
Yeah.
Having someone that makes that type of money say, thank you so much, you've changed my life. It was super cool.
Well, I think, as leaders in our industry or people owning businesses in our industry, you need to solve people's problems. So that was a problem that that guy only showed, $40,000 on his tax return, and you solved the problem for him. So now you're hopefully going to get even more business from him.
So if you want to solve the problem for an agent, how can they get in touch with you to sit with you to find out what you guys offer?
Call me, email me. My information will be on the screen, and happy to sit down. I do a lot of business planning, needs analysis conversations with agents, and just kind of going through their business. We can find the problems and try and solve them together. So happy to sit down with anyone who wants to have that conversation.
Perfect. Well, thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. And until next time, we'll see you then.
See ya.